Okay, great. Welcome, everybody. Uh, my name is Carl Hansen, and I'm welcoming you from the Living Rainforest Center in the United Kingdom. I'm not actually sitting in a pond. I'm sitting with a photo of the Living Rainforest glasshouses behind me, but we can pretend that I'm paddling around in the water. So welcome everyone to the TSL 2020 International Schools, Primary Schools Debates. We are joined by an amazing panel of primary school debaters who've been working incredibly hard from all around the world over the last week to prepare their presentations. We have three teams. We have the government's team, we have the businesses team, and we have the citizens team. And they're going to make a presentation. And then the teams are going to talk amongst yourselves and exchange ideas, okay? So I want to invite you to listen very, very carefully, both to what your teammates say and also to what the other team members say. If you don't listen carefully, you won't have anything to talk about with the other team members when it's the discussion. All right. So I'd also like to say, if anyone wants to share the social media about this event, there's a hashtag down below. Maybe you can see it on the screen. It's hashtag TSL Partner Power 2020. So go ahead, please, and share that. Some of you are joining us on Zoom. The people you can see are the panelists, but we also have a lot of people just joining us, participants. And then the event is also being live streamed on Facebook. So that's another way to participate. And we're going to be gathering up the comments that people make and trying to feed them back to you from the viewing audience later. All right. So this is a very, very special debates this year because it's the 10th anniversary of the TSL International Schools Essay Competition and Debates. Over the last few years, the debates have been held in different countries around the world. We've been incredibly lucky to have held the debates at Oxford University and in the Seychelles, where we talked about life below water. And last year, we were hosted by the government of British Columbia, and we were exploring life on land. And this year, we're talking about partner power, SDG 17. So we had already decided last year that instead of holding the debates in one place and asking people to fly there, we had decided that for our 10th anniversary, we were going to hold the debates online. And we did that because we didn't want to be causing greenhouse gas emissions and harming the environment just to have the debates. And also, we didn't want it just to be the wealthy children who could afford to attend, or the ones who have resources from their governments or their schools. We wanted as many people as possible to attend. So you are proof right now that we are managing that. So welcome everyone. And of course, we didn't plan COVID-19, but COVID-19 has made it all the more urgent that we're meeting online because we would not have been able to meet in one place anyway. So over the course of the next 5 days, both in the debates today and over the next 5 days, we are going to have contributions from one president of a country and 4 United Nations agencies. So they're all going to be sending messages to the primary and secondary schools debaters. And we're going to be playing those at the beginning of the sessions. So before the video message from the president of the Seychelles, I just wanted to say that this debates is in a way a fun experiment. It's our first time having the online debates, and we ask for your patience and your understanding if there are any technical issues. We're going to try to run a smooth show, but this is the first time we're holding the debates, so please bear with us as we host the debates online for the first time. It's also, this is an experiment in partner power, because we're partnering together, you know, both as the 3 teams, but also as schools around the world. We're partnering together from our homes in order to have this discussion. So it's a fun experiment in partner power. And we know that your 3 teams have been working incredibly hard. It's been really fun to be working with you for the last week or so. And we can't wait to hear what you've come up with. And in order to keep everyone safe online, we have a team of people watching who joins. Hopefully everything will be fine. But if anything strange does happen online, somebody uninvited joins us that we're not expecting, we will try to deal with that immediately and remove that person from the discussion. Okay, so I'm not saying that to scare anyone, but I'm just saying for our safety, if something like that does happen, we have people looking at that and trying to react to it. Okay, and you can always switch your screen off as well if something unexpected happens there. Okay, so over the last 10 years, over 10,000 children and teachers from 80 countries have been participating in the debates. And so you're the latest group participating, and we welcome you very much. And without further ado, I would like to ask Eva, please, to play the message from the President of the Seychelles, which will officially open the 2020 primary schools debates.
Hello and bonjour from Seychelles. It is a great honor to address you all on today's launching of the Trust for Sustainable Living International Debate. You are our planet's future custodians, and I am proud to see you, our youth, driving solutions for existential issues. The right of your generation to inherit a healthy planet is an important responsibility for all of us. And my address today serves as my commitment to you to continue advocating for climate action and sustainable development. My country, Seychelles, has always recognized that development opportunities come with responsibility. We understood that protecting our environment whilst placing our people at the center of development is not just the right thing to do, but the necessary thing to do. As a champion of the oceans, we have pioneered the concept of the blue economy, a concept geared towards climate-smart, sustainable development. Seychelles is committed to maintaining the proper management and sustainable development of its marine resources, stretched out over a vast exclusive economic zone, 6 times the size of the United Kingdom, while also bolstering security in that space and its surroundings. Earlier this year, we committed an area the size of Germany to marine protection, and we remain committed to protecting biodiversity and building climate resilience. However, our achievements are not ones that we have attained alone. This year's theme, Partner Power, resonates with our way of being and of doing. As I said at the 2019 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals Summit, and I quote today, "Governance is the key means of implementation of the SDGs, but no country stands alone. Partnerships are required, especially taking into account the inherent challenges experienced by small island developing states." And as you see, partnerships are critical. Partnerships are what link people and countries. Partnerships are what determine the history and the future of our well-being and security. Partnerships, local or international, lies at the core of our development, whether we are big or small. The COVID-19 pandemic is a clear illustration of our interdependence and of the importance of partnerships. The sudden outbreak of this pandemic has sent shockwaves disrupting not only our health systems, but also the socio-economic development of our countries. As each country fights to get back to a post-COVID-19 normality and socio-economic stability, we must work together to build resilience against the pandemic and nurture a sustainable future. This year's TSL theme, Partner Power, therefore, comes at a critical time when our world is being challenged by an unprecedented global crisis, forcing us all to take a step back, regroup, and consider how we can work together to overcome our challenges and secure the protection and safety of our peoples, of our families, and of our planet. Only by working together can we find global solutions to global challenges. I wish you all the very best and fruitful discussions. I look forward to hearing about your vision for a sustainable future.
Thank you very much. So, wonderful opening remarks there from the President of the Seychelles. We thank him very much for his contribution. And without further ado, I would now like to open the debates. The topic of today's debate is Our Vision: Partnerships for a Sustainable Future. We really look forward to hearing what you're going to say. And I'd like to introduce the moderator of today's debate, Leila Kent. Leila Kent lives in Turtle Island, otherwise known as Toronto, Canada. And she works with Doctors Without Borders. And she has also worked with Greenpeace and other NGOs trying to make a difference, a positive difference in the world. She studied environmental studies and equity studies at the University of Toronto. She's a midwife in training, and she works with governments and citizens and businesses, which is why we thought she would be a perfect person to moderate today, with a little bit of help possibly from her puppy dog, Ella. So over to you, Leila.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for that kind introduction, Carl. And I'm honored to be able to moderate today, to be able to hear everything that you've prepared and everything that the visions that you have for a sustainable future. So really, it's my honor to be here, and thank you so much for the opportunity. So just to get started, my understanding of how we'll go moving forward is, first of all, Ella will come back from her walk. That's my puppy, and she'll probably jump into the screen, so don't be scared. She just wants to hear everything you have to say as well. It's her first international call. She's only 3 months old. So prepare for a little puppy attack at some point. And then we have 3 groups, as Carl mentioned, coming up. So I'm really excited to hear from all of you. And I think the first one that we'll be starting with is the governments group, to talk about our vision, partnerships for a sustainable future. So if the first member of the governments group wants to hop on, I'll have the list here as well of the points and who's going through what. So if you need any reminders about that, no problem, I've got it right here. So I'm just gonna pull up the government's points, but if the first person wants to jump on, so excited. Thank you so much for being on, and I can't wait to hear what you all have to say.
Can I just jump in and say it would be good to get the slide up if possible. I don't know if Eva could.
Is Eva doing the slide, or I can try to do it? If not, it's no problem.
Yes, if you could do that, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay, it'll just take me a second, no problem. Alrighty. Does anyone on the call have any pets? Can you write in the chat if you have any pets that you like, any cats or dogs, birds, crocodiles?
No, I don't have any pets.
Well,
No, I don't have no pets.
no pets?
I don't have pets.
I had a fish. I ate him.
Oh.
Actually, I ate 2 fish. It actually tasted very good. I made very good tempura. Very good, very good.
Did you? Delicious. That's wonderful.
Now I have a craving for dogs.
Watch out for my
that
puppy.
isn't a joke. That isn't a joke. Please don't think it's a joke.
Oh, my apologies.
Someone said that has 1 cat and 5 chickens. That was me. Yes. British tradition, but okay.
When will we start the debate?
Just waiting to get the slide up here. It'll be a moment. My computer's being nice and slow for us.
Very nice. Very nice.
Just what you want, right? When you want it to go quickly, that's when it says, I'm going to go as slow as possible. Okay, here we go. It seems to want to open now. That's very exciting. Technology is cooperating. Okay, I'm opening up the government presentation. Great. Okay.
That was a farm, and I ate all the chickens. My father got very mad.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you in a sec. Can everybody see my screen here that's just loading, and it's the government presentation?
I can see.
Okay, don't worry, I already memorized it.
See that? Okay, great. Can anyone see it? Does everyone see it now?
Do I start?
Yeah, I think if Alexandra
start now,
wants
please.
to go first.
Okay.
Hey, great.
Please.
Okay. Hi everyone, we're the government group and we have come up with some ideas for partnerships for a better future. 1. When you cut down 1 tree, plant 3 to 4 more. I think when we cut down 1 tree for any cause, plant 3 to 4 trees because there are some people who don't obey the laws, so we have to add up for them. So instead of planting 2 trees like we do in Sweden, we should plant 3 to 4 trees instead. Number 2, trash in the ocean. Trash in the ocean can harm all creatures in it, and if all the sea creatures die, it can affect land animals too. For example, the bear's main diet is fish, and if there are no more fish, the bears will be suffering and eventually die too.
Thank you, Alexandra. And I know that we were trying to see if Mohammed would be on the call as well to do the 3rd point. Was Mohammed able to join us today? If not, no problem. Alexandra, you can go ahead and do the 3rd point if Mohammed wasn't able to join today.
Okay. Number 3, fines for any harm to the environment. I think that there should be fines to any harm to the environment in every country. And I don't mean, oh no, my plastic bag flow away. I mean, harming the environment on purpose, like pouring toxic waste in rivers and lakes just to get rid of it. I think that the more damage caused, the higher the price of the fine.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alexandra. I'm just seeing a message from Mohammed. I'm just going to see if he's able to get his microphone working. I can't hear you right now, Mohammed, but I'd love to hear from you. Maybe what we could do is have the next, oh, is that you there? Maybe we can have the next person go while we try to see if your microphone is working, and then you can hop in. Mohammed, do you want to try one more time and say anything, and we'll see if we can hear you? Oh, shoot. I still can't hear you myself, Mohammed. But do you want to add anything maybe in the chat? Oh, is that you there? I heard a voice. Maybe we have some internet issues. I know I was having some internet issues myself this morning, so totally understand. So Mohammed, maybe you want to write some of, just for right now, so we should hear you as well. If you want to write some of your thoughts about that point, or about some of those first points into the chat, and we can read them out for you. I can read those out and make sure that you still have a chance to contribute to the presentation. And then if your microphone starts working later on and we can hear you, then we get you to join in at that point. So we'll make sure you're still part of it either way. So in the meantime, maybe we can hear from the next presenter, who is Shama.
Hello. Okay.
Thank
you, Alexandra. Will the government believe that before finding people, it is important to spread the culture? We have to work in close partnership with the other sectors to address environmental issues. This can be done by campaigns to raise awareness about environmental issues, laws, and policies, using media, posters, and slogans, and peaceful march. We can also work with national and international environmental NGOs like Wise Ocean, SIF, and Trust for Sustainable Living. The government should also emphasize that it is compulsory to commemorate environmental theme days dedicated throughout the year. Education and school. Government and NGOs should support the program that is being implemented at school to raise awareness on environmental education. I strongly believe that this should not only be done in extracurricular activities, but should also be integrated in the school curriculum, so they will go and share what they have learned at home. Moreover, the government should invest in those types of sustainable projects like wind farm, solar PV, hydroelectric plants for a more sustainable future. Kidnapping. I totally agree that kidnapping should stop. The government should reinforce or implement new laws that could be more severe. Kidnapping has negative effects on a person to live sustainably every day. It affects their social aspect to live around others or to interact with others. It affects their feeling that their right was taken from them, and they have low self-esteem where they lose their belief sense or importance in everything.
Thank you so much, Shama. Fantastic. And Mohammed, I think we're going to try again and see if we can hear you now. You want to try saying something?
Can you hear now?
I hear you. Yay. That's fabulous.
Stop your attention.
Now,
Can I say
Mohammed, do you want to do your points? Yeah, go for it.
Can I?
Oh, we might be losing you. I don't hear you anymore, Mohammed.
Can I say?
Yeah. How about we go with the next presenter, Mohammed? We're going to try you again, okay? We're going to try to get you in on the audio. And let's go, Shama's done her section, and let's go with Gabrielle next. Gabrielle, you ready to go?
Yes. Wait, am I unmuted? Okay.
I can hear you. Perfect.
All right. As the government, I
Can I say
personally
hi,
think
Bia?
that police brutality is obviously wrong,
Hello.
which is why we've made some solutions. First off,
Hello.
we should send specialized personnel for the specific situation, because in the case of George Floyd, when the store owners reported to the police, they said that he was drunk. That's how we can justify that decision, because in that case, the police used excessive and wrong force for a simple drunk man. Next, racism. Racism, xenophobia,
You
and
know?
hate for a certain type of people is very wrong. Now, we obviously cannot propose a bill that prevents racist talks, because that will violate the freedom of speech. However, we can and always will educate people about the wrongs of racism. You shouldn't do that, because imagine if that happened to you. Imagine if someone would discriminate against you, right? No one would want that. And another solution that we made is that we can make schools and industries be more inclusive with their workforce and students. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Gabrielle. This is so exciting and fantastic presentation so far. I think we have one more team member, Nanv, on the partnerships between governments and citizens.
I think that the partnership between governments and citizens I think have to be because citizens vote so the governments can have politics and presidents. So the politics can help the country to be better, and the citizens also protest so the governments could listen and see what they are doing wrong. But I know sometimes the government does do things wrong, but the citizens help that and tell them to protest, tell them and go to social media and everything to tell everybody what they are doing wrong. And that's why the governments and citizens should work together. And on behalf of the government team, I would like to say thank you for everyone for listening to our presentation.
Thank you, Nan. That was fantastic to the government's team. And we wanted to try one more time and just see if Mohammed, do you want to try your microphone one more time and see if we can hear you? It worked for a second there last time and then it cut out. Want to try one more time? Okay, we're not hearing you, Mohammed. So what we'll do is after everyone, all the groups present, there'll be time to come back and discuss the points. We'll all be listening to each other's points, and there'll be a chance then to discuss. So Mohammed, we'll try again then. And in the meantime, if you want to share any of your thoughts about your presentation, maybe something you wanted to say or something you wanted to add, throw it in the chat and I can read it out so that your voice still gets to be on this part. And then definitely feel free to join in the later part if your microphone's working then. So thank you again to the governance group. I'm blown away. You guys are so professional. I think you need to teach me how to do these Zoom presentations. So we'll move to the next group, and I'm just gonna take a moment to load up the slide. So bear with me for a second. Great points, everyone. So the next one, I believe, is the citizens. And someone correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I recall. I'm going to load up the citizens presentation. Okay. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now on the citizens presentation. So let's just, if everyone who is on the government's team want to make sure you hit mute on your call so that we don't hear you when the citizens are presenting. So if you're on the government's team, just make sure you've hit mute on your call. Citizens, I think that you should be able to see now the slide. Everyone should be able to see that. If anyone can't see the screen, just write in the chat. And I think that the first person we have going is Esther or Nook. And I think that if you want to hear, from what I understand, the way you practiced it was doing them, each of these points in order, so everyone's switching. But if you want to just do all of your points, that's totally fine too. So whatever you prefer. So I think we'll hear from Esther first.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Esther and I'm from Kenya. I have named my presentation as Change Must Come. There's still much that needs to be done in order to realize sustainable development and therefore create living conditions beneficial for the current and future generations. My first point is deforestation. Due to increased population, there's increased need for land, wood, and wood products such as paper. Done without considering the many years it takes to replace a single tree. Therefore, there should be intensive campaigns to tree planting by all stakeholders, and the government should set aside and protect forest and water catchment areas. My second point is war. War is causing great human suffering. Many people have been forced to move from the basic need of food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, and even education. Businesses which support the economy of a country are also destroyed. Solutions. As citizens, we should raise and demand that our government follow the set laws. Also, the international community, like the UN, should help the parties at war solve their disagreements. My third point is displacement from homes. Many people in the world have been forced to move out of their homes in order to escape war, famine, and other natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, and heat waves. To solve this, we want to see more efforts into solving of disagreements and conflicts. There should be increased efforts by the citizens to practice water harvesting during the rainy seasons. Finally, there should be speedy efforts to solve climate change, which is adversely affecting weather conditions. What am I trying to say? There must be genuine collective efforts between individual citizens, corporate sector, national government, and the international community in order to have a sustainable future. The best way to predict the future is to create it. We must change. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Fantastic job. Just like everyone else so far, amazing. So let's go next to Dorianne.
My turn.
Good morning,
Sorry, Nak,
everyone.
Nak, did you want to say anything? Sorry, Dorian, I skipped, was not going to add something on the first point. I know that there were two names there, Esther / Nak. Did we skip you there, Nak?
Yeah, you kind of just skip me.
Sorry. Okay, Dorian, if you don't mind hanging on for one moment and we'll give Nak a chance to go and then we'll go to Dorian. That's my fault. Okay, go for it, Nak.
I said about my idea. So about the deforestation, forest area is cut and cleared to make way for agriculture or grazing. The population is increasing. People need more land to live and build buildings for entertaining. For example, in Vietnam, forest has been cut to build resorts and golf courses. There are more, like wildfires, can make deforestation too. Biodiversity is seriously damaged. Wild animals lost their habitat. Rainfall is reduced, flood increase, greenhouse gas emission increase. My solution is encourage farmers to adopt sustainable farming practice or employing new farming technology and crops. We can replant trees. My vision for a partnership is establish unions of farms and technology companies to help farmers approach the most updated technology. We can encourage people to buy certificate wood products and use less paper. We can launch the campaigns to raise people awareness about deforestation. School and office can launch the campaigns to collect and recycle used paper. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Nak. Thank you for telling us more about deforestation. You guys had so many points on that. That's great. And then next to Dorian. Sorry for cutting you off before, Dorian, but you are good to go now.
Good morning. I'm Dorian. I'm representing Seychelles and I'm in the citizen team. I'm going to talk about gender inequality. In my opinion, I think citizens should put pressure on governments to make changes to help this situation. By providing equal opportunities for all, I believe men and women should have the same amount of money. The solutions are that we need to stop violence, make education gender sensitive, and work together. Regardless if we are male or a female, we are all equal. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorian, for presenting about gender inequality. Wonderful. And next, we have Dea. Dea.
Hi, I am Dea and I come from Luxembourg. Today I'm going to talk about poverty. To end poverty, we as citizens can help build schools in developing countries, like the teachers in my sunflower school. We can collect money by organizing charity events and running marathons. They saved enough money, and together with the Luxembourg government, they built a school for 560 pupils in Tanzania.
There.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dea. Fantastic. We're going to go, if that was all of your point, that was great. We'll go next to Esther on displacement. Do we have Esther from the citizens team?
From displacement from homes, many people in the world have been forced out of their homes in order to escape war, famine, and other natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, and heat waves. To solve this, we want to see more efforts into solving
Esther, you might be frozen for a second there. What I sometimes try to do is if my screen freezes, then you might try hitting stop video for a second, and maybe then we'll be able to hear you. So you can try that and see if that works. Right now I can't hear you. Okay. All right, we're gonna pause, Esther. When we're gonna pause, we're gonna go to the next person and then we'll come back to you and we'll just see if we can try that. Maybe without your video, we'll be able to hear you. So we'll just go to, Knock on air pollution now. If Knock, you wanna jump back on. Knock, are you still there?
It's my turn already.
Yeah, I know that you guys did a bit different, which is very creative. So it says, yeah, it says that you're next because Esther's video cut out a little bit. So we're just going to pause on Esther and then we can go back to Esther after. So if you're okay to go now and talk about air pollution, that's fantastic.
Okay.
Thanks, Doc.
Wait me a moment.
There's no rush.
About air pollution, air quality has become worse and worse. Air quality index was at high levels for many months in many cities. The cause of air pollution is outdoor. There are many causes of air pollution, like outdoor pollution source. People use power generation, vehicles, agriculture, waste incineration, industry, and building heating systems, and indoor pollution source. In low and middle income countries, people burn fuels such as dung, coal, and wood in deficit stove to cook every day and use for heat, make your bathing water hot. The natural source are volcano, wildfire, and more. The effects make many bad things. Affect health problems, short terms like irritation of nose into the nose, eyes, ear, making dizziness, headache, and long term like heart disease, lung cancer, or more disease. More disease like that are danger to people's nerve, brain, kidneys, liver, and other organs. These also affect to the environment like acid rain and the words global warming. My solution for this problem are taking public transportation instead of driving a car or riding a motorbikes, avoiding our aerosol cans, recycling jars, trimming instead of burning them, and not smoking cigarettes or others. My vision is encourage people to ride bikes. School encourage students. Companies can encourage staff. Build roads for bikes only. We can launch the campaigns to raise people awareness, especially people in rural areas. For example, farmers can use oat crops and biomass instead of burning. Thank you.
Thank you again, Knock. Everyone's doing so great. Okay, so Esther had frozen for a little bit there while doing the point about displacement. So Esther, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come back to you. I see you have another point later on. So we'll wait until your other point and we'll come back so you can do both of yours at the same time if your video and audio is working then, or just your audio, that's fine too. In the meantime, what I was going to say is, Nock, while you're on the call, do you want to do your next point about climate change? And then that way we can move on to Dea and Dorianne. Is that okay, Nock, or do you want to wait a second and have Dea do their point first? Okay, let's maybe go to Dea because maybe Nock is getting ready for the next point. So Dea, do you want to do your point about environmental pollution?
Sure. I am going to talk about environmental pollution.
Oh, Dea, you might be on mute because I can't hear you. You want to try hitting, see if the mute button is clicked?
Do you hear me now?
I can't hear you now. Should be in the bottom corner, either one of the sides.
Do you hear me now?
No, I don't hear you now. But we can always come back to it if we need to do a little bit of technical trying. Do you want to try saying something one more time, Dea?
Hear me?
I'm going to turn on my volume in case it's just quiet. Oh, Dorianne can hear. Okay, that's great. So Dorianne, you can hear Dea. That's
Does
great.
anybody else hear me?
Why don't you go for it then? Okay, Clara can hear as well. Dea, then I think it's me. So you go for it. You share your points. Thanks.
I'm going to talk about environmental pollution. To fight against environmental pollution and clean the air, we as citizens should ask the governments to tell people to plant 2 or more trees for every tree that they cut. To help clean the ocean, the government should limit the production of plastic and partner with the organizations to remove the garbage from the ocean waters. Thank you.
I don't know if you can hear me, Dea. It looks like you're finished. I think I'm having trouble hearing on my end. Oh, thank you. This is great. We can use hand symbols. So I think if everyone else can hear, then that's great. I don't want to pause anything just for me, but just so you know, I might not be able to hear you if you say something. So I'll try to get that fixed. But next, let's go straight to climate change with Nock, the next one on the presentation.
Okay, now is my things about climate change. Wait a minute, please. So, about climate change, weather has been unpredictable in the world. We heard a lot about record rain, record heat, and a peak of the flood record over the mass media. The cause of climate change is the greenhouse effects. The effects of climate change is change to the weather, increased global temperature, rising sea levels, details on narrow cities by the beach could be disappeared. There could be more disease, more nature disaster like tsunami, earthquake, storm, hail, hurricane, drought, wildfire. We all know about Amazon wildfire, Australia wildfire. Both are very huge and very damaged. My solution for these is encourage and raise people awareness. Like as a student, I would tell my friends, family to recycle bottles, plastic, and milk bottles. And we can exercise, read books, news or magazine. Instead of using TVs and phones, People could use bus, bicycle instead of that or motorbikes or car. Use renewable energy, stop using fossil fuels, invent new energy sources such as land energy or space energy. Stop deforestation, and we can stop air pollution. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for presenting, Nak. Wonderful. Okay, so next we'll go to, we have species extinction with Dorianne. Dorianne, do you want to jump on again?
Yes. I think species extinction is happening, but the rate it is occurring is not normal. People cannot hunt and kill animals every day. I know we need them for food, but we need to reduce hunting of animals, protect and preserve them so that the future generation can get a chance to see them. As citizens, we can come together to protect them and safeguard their population. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorianne. Wonderful. And now we have Esther. Do you want to try again, Esther, now with your either with your video and your voice, or just with your voice? Do you want to see if you can if we can hear you now? We have Esther.
Hi.
Oh, I can hear you. Great. Okay, go for it.
You said that I should repeat displacement from homes.
It's, yeah, if you want to. I don't know if it happened for everyone, but for me, the video kind of froze right in the middle. So if you want to repeat that point, go for it, or you can do this one. It's totally up to you.
Okay. I said that in displacement from homes, many people in the world have been forced out of their homes in order to escape war, famine, and other natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, and heat waves. To solve this, we want to see more efforts into solving of conflicts and disagreements. There should be increased efforts by the citizens to practice water harvesting during the rainy seasons. Finally, there should be speedy efforts to solve climate change, which is adversely affecting weather conditions. On war, war is causing great human suffering. Many people have been forced to move from their homes and become refugees. They lack the basic need of food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, and even education. As citizens, we should rise and demand that our government follow the set laws, and also the international community like the UN should help the parties at war solve their disagreements. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Great to hear from you. I'm so glad that the audio worked again. And Esther, that was all. It was your point on war as well, right? So we've got both of your points done now. So that's great. So we can go back to Dorianne. If Dorianne, you want to jump back on?
Lastly, I'll talk about racism. Racism is one of the worst problems that is still happening. I think we should not judge people by the color of their skin. I also want to say we are all equal. We should love one another, learn to respect one another, regardless of race, color, and beliefs. We are all brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dorianne. Beautiful messages so far, everyone. And then we have one last one for the citizens group from Mihai. And I just wanted to say, I know that Mohammed was still trying to test the audio from earlier. So as soon as Mihai is done, Mohammed will give you a chance to test your audio then as well, okay? So Mihai, do you want to go now?
Mihai is not attending, but she wrote something in the chat box.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Dorianne. I'm just looking for her message in the chat box. Was it higher up in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm just going to try to find that because I'd love to make sure we can read that for her. If you want to read it, you can go for it, Dorianne, or I can do it if you want. I'm just looking for it.
I'll look for it.
Okay, we'll both look for it together. You in the Seychelles, me in Canada. Okay, going. Oh, this is great. There's so many messages.
I found it.
You found it. Great. You want to read that out?
Okay.
Thank you.
She was talking about kindness. She says that K stands for kindness itself, I stands for intelligence, N stands for neatness, let's make the world so clean, and E stands for environment, healthy world, S for studying, we must all be educated, S for solution, solve all the problems in the world, and let's have the world peace. That's all.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mihai, for sharing that in writing, and I'm so glad we got to hear it out loud. Thank you, Dorianne, for reading that out. Wonderful.
It's
So
okay.
thank you to the citizens. I liked our teamwork there, searching in the chat. Thank you to the citizens team for presenting. Again, really amazing presentations from everyone. I'm so impressed by all the teams so far. Now, Mohammed, do you want to try your audio once and we'll just see if we can hear you? Mohammed, do you want to try saying something now? Oh, we have each other's back. That's right, Dorian. Oh, I can hear you, Mohammed. That's great.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Can
I can hear you, Mohammed. Do you? I think you're good. If you want to read your points from before, we'd be so happy to hear them.
start? Can I start?
Yeah, do it. Go for it. That's great. Yes.
Sustainable idea for having a sustainable future. We should have a with the government, other people. We should save the earth and nature, help protect the on the earth, help to save water resources, to protect earth and nature. We can soon cloth bags and use instead of plastic bags in order not to producer litter when we are shopping. For the material as many for example have tree planting day planting day in our school. We can collect the fuel gas that goes in the air and make ink by it. To protect the animals and plants, inform the government about fishing or hunting. Uh, we can use we can order we can use other like soy instead of steam animal flesh.
We can fishing the car. We can finding the cars which pollute the air to protect the ozone layer. We can change cars to electrical cars that use electricity from electric light poles at the streets. Protect the water resources. We should not the rubbish or waste go in the sea or rivers. I think we can make a bike that have a small machine, and while we ride it, it changes the vapor into water, so we produce water and do not use fossil fuel. We can use a kind of special paving for drainage of water when it's raining, and collecting the water. Partnerships of us. So for partnership, use we can use the spread awareness. We can teach the students all in to protect the earth and its resources. I think the government should ask the people for ideas and use their help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you so much for
Very
continuing
much.
to try to be on the call, and for making sure your voice is heard. Your voice is really important. Every single voice in this call is important. So I'm so glad we got to hear from you, and thanks for all your great points. And that, again, just for anyone who's watching, Mohammed was part of the government presentation. So those points were from that group. So that is fantastic. Thank you. And we're going to move on now to the businesses group. So I'm going to share the slide on that. My computer is just loading it. Ava, if you have it loaded up already, mine's being slow. Oh, perfect. I can see your screen. Okay, that's great. If anyone on the business team can't see the screen, just let us know, but I think we should be good to go. I think we have Vienna first, or Vienna.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Viana. I'll be presenting business team, and I'll be talking about two topics. First one, how we can help each other. Second one, second, business government funding. When businesses help each other, in a way, they're helping themselves first. For example, first, separate trash and plastic. Second, business does the actual plastic to recycle. These two can make a better earth. This better earth will help both businesses and individual that are working in the business. Second, funding from government funding. A lot of businesses with great ideas that they can't afford it
if the government approved this idea, this project that will help the earth. This way, everyone will benefit for it. We will have a better environment, and government money has been spent the best way possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Viana. Wonderful. So Viana's done their points. So let's go next to Rebecca, starting with economic sustainability. Do we have Rebecca on the call?
I don't see.
Well, what we can do for now is if Rebecca, just like some of us right here and some of the other people on the call might be having some technical difficulty. So Rebecca, if you're there, you'll have a chance to pop in later if we have time, but we'll skip for now to Christo. Is Christo on the call?
Yes.
Great, Christo, are you okay to start with your collaboration with businesses and citizens?
Okay.
Thank you.
Collaboration between businesses and citizens. Businesses need to collaborate between citizens, like when the citizens, when they need their help, when they help each other, they do things for each other. And also, like if the citizens wants to do something, they consult also the business sometimes. Now, agriculture. Today, the agriculture is really bad. There is really like a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems, but today I will only present you two of the main problems. The first problem is that many farmers use chemicals like pesticides and fertilizers. The pesticides are made for the food to grow bigger. The fertilizers are made for it to grow quicker. So I just wanted to say something that is not of my presentation. I just want to say something is that there's everyone who's doing that chat, and it's deconcentrating me a bit, like just a bit.
Okay, so Krista, you said that the chat is a little bit distracting. I hear you. It's a lot of messages, right? So yeah. If you want to just ignore the chat, sometimes what I do is I just put my hand right over it so I can't see it, or I put a little piece of paper and just say, I'm not going to look at that right now. Okay. And if everyone who's listening, just pause your comments for a second so Christo can finish up. Thanks, Christo, for telling us.
Which are harmful for the soil and the people who consume the food. Also, the chemicals may contaminate the drinking water that we and the animals drink. The solution is that farmers should start growing more and more bioproducts. Bioproduct means to grow product without using chemicals that are harmful for the nature and the people's health. Who are the partners? The first partners is the people in the world who should start growing and eating more bioproducts for our health and energy. The second partner is the supermarket. The supermarket who should start offering more bioproducts. And the third is the government who can support biofarmers by providing more money to the farmers to grow bioproducts. The second problem I'll present you I'm going to present you my second problem now. Soon we could have a problem of feeding all the people of the world. Why? Because it is because of the growing population. It is called overpopulation for the people who don't know. It's because we don't have enough land to grow food to feed all the people in the future. Now there are somewhere 7.8 billion people living on Earth, and the population is growing. The solution is that farmers could use hydroponic and vertical farming. Hydroponic farming is when the roots aren't in the soil but in water. To feed them, they put some special minerals who feed them. The vertical farming is they put in a giant pot with holes in it, and then you put the plant in it, and to feed it, you just fill this big tube with water. The advantages are that 1, they use little amount of land. 2, they use a lot less water. 3, they can produce more than 1 harvest per year. But not all fruits and vegetables can be grown by hydroponic and vertical farming. For example, the carrots. They are better in soil, so as potatoes. Who are the partners for this? It is the government. First partner is the government, who can help the farmers with making these farms because they are expensive. And the second is the scientists, who can create new technologies for sustainable farming. This was all for me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Christo. Thanks for presenting those points. Great work, everyone, so far. Now, Rebecca lost connection for a moment, but is, I think, now back online. So, Rebecca, do you want to do your points now? And then we'll go to Angela.
Sure.
Hi.
Hi, I'm in the Philippines. For the business enterprise, sustainable development means adopting business strategies and activities that meet the needs of the community today while protecting and sustaining human and natural resources that will be needed in the future. Economic sustainability must not destroy human and natural resources. All businesses need money. In earning money, they must consider the health and safety of employees. Companies must ensure that employees breathe clean air. Factories should throw their waste properly so our rivers may be clean. Their goal is to eliminate waste. Businesses and societies must have these following dreams: environmental protection, social well-being, and economic development. To realize these, we have to follow environmental laws. In the Philippines, we have writ of kalikasan. People can come to court to complain about violations of illegal logging and dynamite fishing. We have an intergenerational responsibility to preserve our environment. For example, McDonald's made the move from plastics to paper as a waste reduction strategy. With this business style of McDonald's, we can reuse, reduce, and recycle. Lastly, businesses should generate jobs. Sustainable development is good business in itself. Companies must create opportunities for suppliers of green consumers and develop environmentally safer materials. Firms must invest in earth-friendly products. These enterprises will generally have a competitive advantage. They will earn their local communities' goodwill and see their efforts reflected in the bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. So glad we got to hear from you there, even though technology tried to stop us. but it can't stop us. So great, we have our last presenter, Angela. Angela, do you want to jump on the line? Do we have Angela on the call? You can write in the chat if you have a technical issue. Angela, I see you. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for joining, Angela. Do you want to do your point starting about recycling?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela from Kenya, also in the business group, and I have 3 points. Point number 1, recycling of materials. This will help save the environment for a sustainable future. Through collaboration between businesses and citizens in separation of domestic waste, businesses can use recyclable materials like paper, metal, and plastics for new production and packaging. Government can promote the recycling of materials for production by enforcing laws on them. Point number 2, sponsoring environmental projects. The main aim of businesses is to make profit, but you can only make profit if in the future if you have people to sell your commodities to. To secure this future, businesses can participate in community work that is aimed at preservation of the future by sponsoring projects that are of environmental importance. Examples: reforestation, water source management. On to my 3rd point, branded waste bins and environmental messages. Businesses can donate waste bins and put them in specific areas where citizens can dispose of their separated waste. On environmental messages, businesses can write environmental messages on their products. Examples: on t-shirts and on businesses' products like waste bins. Examples of environmental messages are recycle and do not practice deforestation. Thank you. We are the business group, and this is our vision for a sustainable future. Thank you for listening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Angela, and thank you to the business group. Every single group so far has been so impressive. I can tell that you all did so much research and thinking and discussing and practicing about what you were going to say. So it's been an honor to hear every single one of you present, and I'm so glad that we got to get everyone on the call or through a message, because what I want to say is, just from my experience working with Doctors Without Borders at Médecins Sans Frontières, and working with different organizations and citizens and government, is that every single voice is really important. So every single one of you, everything you have to say and all of your ideas, no idea is too big, no idea is too crazy. Every single one is important, so thank you. Now I just want to check on time. I know that we are getting close to 8:40 UTC when we were going to do the awards. So I just wanted to check if, with Ava, if we should be switching over that to that now.
Miss, excuse me?
Yeah.
My friend didn't speak yet.
Oh,
because
great.
she didn't
Okay.
like write her name on the board, so we couldn't see her. So
Han, which group are you in?
I'm in the business team.
Oh, Han, perfect. Okay, well, that's great. That's do you want to do your point now really quickly and before we wrap up?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Han.
100,000 of trash are generated every day, and most of them are thrown to the ocean.
And the Latvian a recent study found that of the 6 billion metric tons of plastic waste that has been produced, because our life is getting modern, it's easier for us to order things via apps, website, plus our products are being produced to all the trash. If the trash that is dumped in landfills release bad gas that cause greenhouse effect. If we burn it, that things would be better. So wildlife is also affected. So many marines, especially things, plastic bags of food, they eat it and they die. The more trash, the more landfill we need. The habitats of the animals are also destroyed. If we don't dispose of it correctly, trash will be really harmful for humans. Solution: encourage people to use organic packaging, passive receipts, and recycle different types of trash. Now, one Earth help each other. Self-thinking presents the original price, not using Highland. Wait, I talk again, please. Now, the money to buy some product in the supermarket, malls, or shops seems to be very expensive. Because of that, the business get many money to spend. These are making things impossible for some people to buy those products. If many more people, not just rich or royal, can buy these products, we have to do something. Help each other at selling is a very hard thing to do. When we help, we can do things below to help others and every environment. The self-think cheaper than the original price, not using nylon, don't use real woods, don't use too much fossil fuel. Sell good things for the environment, like using many times plastic stuff. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Han. Last but certainly not least, and thank you for jumping in to make sure that your voice got heard as well. Really, really great to make sure we had everyone on the call. And I noticed there's a couple comments in the comments just of some of the folks from the secondary debate. So don't worry, you'll have time to talk during the secondary debate. I'm really glad we got to hear from every single one of the primary participants now. So we have just a couple minutes because there was so much great content from all of you. We just have a couple minutes for the debate part, the discussion. So I think what we'll do is we really only have a few minutes. So if maybe we can take a 30-second comment. So if someone can do like a really short comment where you see maybe something that you presented on in your group and you see a connection between another group, where you could collaborate and have a partnership and work together on something like that. So if someone has an idea, just one sentence, just jump on the video and we'll just take one or two of those now and then we'll go into the awards, okay? Does someone want to, oh, Gabrielle, I see wanted to say something. Gabrielle, do you want to start?
Yes, please. So what I found in every single debate is that there's always a lot of research and a lot of heart put into their content, which I really appreciated. And I hope that everyone wins, I guess. No matter what, we all win, right? Right?
Yay! Great point, Gabrielle. I love it. Is there one more person who would like to say something about a partnership?
No. Hi. I want to connect my discussion with the government because, like, I want to protect the rights of citizens for a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for connecting across to the government. That's so important to make those partnerships Now we have time. Does one more person want to jump on and say a quick sentence about maybe one of the other groups that you saw a connection or partnership with?
I like to say that everybody did great, and I support everybody, and lots of love from me.
Oh, wow, Dorian, what a lovely message. You make my heart warm. That's great. And I agree. I totally agree with you that everyone, I wish that we could have all 30 of you, you know, in one room, and we could just sit down and get the world to hear everything you have to say. So I'm so glad that you're online today for people to hear. Now we have, let's take one more. Do we have one more person who wants to give a quick sentence about a connection they saw?
So, this team I'm feeling very happy because I have met new friends, and I have new friends, and I know more about other countries, and I think because we are a one big team, we think for each other, and I feel very happy about it.
That is just wonderful, Noak. I'm so glad to hear that you had the chance to really get to know your team members across countries. That is fantastic. Okay, and I see Shama, you have your hand up. Do you want to be, we're going to have, I think Shama will have to be the last one, and then we're going to jump into the awards. So Shama, go ahead.
Thank you everyone for participating. And me as the government, I think that all those three sectors should work together for a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Shama, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it seems like from everyone's comments and reacting to each other, you hit the nail on the head there that really people were seeing ideas in each of the groups that connected to the research that they had done, to the vision that they had, to the ideas and their hope for the future. So that's a beautiful point to move into the awards on. So thank you, Shama, and thank you to every single one of you. And I'll invite Carl to hop back on and introduce the presentation of the awards. So that's it for me. Thanks so much. What an honor.
Gosh, what an amazing job you guys have done. We are so proud of you, and you should be so proud of yourselves. I'm not quite sure how to clap online, but I think in the teams they were doing this sort of hand movement, jazz hands, so we could do that. Any way you can clap using reactions or things, everyone, please join us in clapping, adding web chat. So well done, everyone. This is the online equivalent of clapping, okay? You're amazing. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so while you do that, I will pull up the awards slide, and I'll share that with you now, okay? Yeah. We're going to start with the essays, which you did, and we got them in December, way back in December, before COVID-19 was a big thing. So we'll start with the essay awards. And oh, I should also say that you guys have given our judges a really hard time, because you're all so amazing that it's going to be really hard for the judges to decide, you know? So anyway, they're working, they're thinking, their brains are whirring away right now. And they still need just a little bit more time before they're ready. So so now I'm sharing the awards, okay? Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great.
Yep.
Yes.
So welcome everybody to the TSL Partner Power 2020 Awards for the Primary Schools Essay Competition, first of all. And so these are the top 10 winners in the essay competition, okay? So at the top we have Ada from Turkey. We have second prize winner, joint second prize winner from Nigeria. We have Chisom and Oluwatobi. In third place, we have Harpreet, Birbal, and Sandeep from India. In fourth place, we have Nagla from Egypt. In fifth place, we have Gan from Vietnam. In joint sixth place, we have Gok and Rohan. Gok is from Vietnam and Rohan is from Pakistan. In seventh place, we have Mihai from Romania. Remember kindness in the presentation. Then in eighth place, we have An from Vietnam. In joint ninth place, we have Nadine and Zaina from Egypt. And in 10th place, we have Chao and Han, both from Vietnam. So well done, everybody. Jazz hands, jazz hands. Now also huge congratulations to all this year's primary school finalists. There are so many. I'm not going to have the time right now to read them out, but you might see your name on the screen. So well done, all of you. You're amazing. And the same for the primary school honorable mentions. There your names are. We announced it back in February, but there they are again. Oh, is there a question? No, we're good, are we? Okay, so, right, so, right, so I'm going to just take a little break now because I need to confer with the judges, okay? So I'll be back very shortly. I'm going to put my, my video off for a second, and then I'll be back shortly. I'll stop sharing. So hi everyone. We are just checking with the judges whether we can hand over to them, whether they're ready, or whether I will read out the results for them. So they're just very nearby me. So I've got somebody running over there to find out from what if the judges are ready. How are you feeling?
Very happy.
Oh, me too. Me too. Well done, everybody.
Having a seizure.
Having a dance. Christo's having a dance. Okay. Okay, very good. So I've just heard that I can hand over to the judges. Are you ready to hear what they have to say? Over to
Yes,
Rupert.
my seizure is only beginning.
Very good. Well done, you guys. Rupert, are you there? Hello, Rupert, Rachel, and Penny. Are you hearing us? Oh, there they are. There they are. Does everyone see the judges?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
So they're in the
Hello there.
They're in the Living Rainforest Human Impact Building, and they've been listening. Your brain, I think you've been making their brains hurt because you've been saying such amazing, intelligent things. Anyway, let's see what they have to say now.
Right, hi everyone. You've all done brilliantly. Really, really impressed. And as you would like, you'd love to have some adults here very, very confused, because we look at everything that you've done and all of your contributions were just so well thought out that if I was arguing against you, I'd have a real struggle because I know your arguments would be so much better. So thank you very much indeed. Now, what we have broken the whole thing down to is that there will be a best individual, then we have 3 judges' commendations. So those are the ones that Penny and Rachel and myself have looked at and said, your particular contribution is very unique, very different, and we really love what you were saying. And then lastly, what we've done is we're looking at 3 group contributions or 3 team commendations. One of them is because we've looked at how you all presented your individual arguments within the team so that you were actually doing really good teamwork. But the first one is for the team that showed the most understanding of the topic. The second one for a group is to look at which group thought through the ideas and came up with some of the most creative solutions. So it was really then saying, we really love some of your ideas that you put forwards. And then the last one is really the team that put together something that was the best overall contribution to the debate. So it helped to move the general debate along. So if we start probably with, I don't know what the judges think, should we start with the team contribution? Okay, so for the team contribution, the team that we really felt showed true understanding was citizens. If we could give them all a little round of applause for the citizens. For the group that we believe showed the most creativity, and that came out of the last group that did their presentation, and that was business. So business we felt gave the greatest creativity. And the one that really we felt showed the best momentum and carried the whole debate forward, that was for government. So government gave the best contribution there. Yeah. Right, now we get down to the judges' commendation. So with the judges' commendation is where we have looked at your individual contribution, and we felt that that really, it showed that you'd done some amazing research, and it also showed that you'd thought about how you could get your message across. So it really is about the 2 things, you know, the work that you've done, the background reading, but it's also about how you were able to get it across to other people, because that's really important in any discussion. If you're able to actually get it across to other people, that they understand what you're talking about. So the first judge's commendation is to Rebecca from the Philippines.
Thank you
very much. Thank you very much.
The second judge's commendation is to Esther from Kenya.
Welcome, Esther.
We got Esther there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And the third judge's commendation goes to Dorian from the Seychelles. Have we got Dorian?
Thank you.
Thank you. And then the final one that we have is for the best individual. And this is the one that took the most, because again, everyone's contribution was amazing. And the hardest bit was just trying to say which person really encapsulated everything that we wanted out of this. And for the best individual, we have got Shama from the Seychelles.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Really appreciated. That was a fantastic thing. Thank you so much. So, thank you.
Thank you. So,
Thank you.
thank you, everyone. Thank you all of you. You're all amazing. Yes, well done. I'm just wondering, can everyone hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Good. So I want to just say a little round of thanks to everyone. First of all, to our amazing debaters from the governments, citizens, and businesses team. Thank you so much for all your hard work in your essays and also in your teams and in your presentations. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and to your teachers as well for helping you, because without your teachers, I don't think all of this would have been possible. So thank you there. I also want to say a huge thank you to the judges, Rupert, Rachel, and Penny, for their judging today. Thank you very much. I want to say a massive thank you to Leila for being such a great moderator today. And also a thank you to Ella for supporting you in your moderating today. Oh, her brain is hurting, I think, as well now. She's had so much to absorb. So thanks, Leila. And I want to say a huge thank you to Eva Ellis for guiding us through the maze of an online debate. Thank you, Eva, for seamlessly supporting us through this, and the children for the last couple of weeks as well. Huge thanks. I also need to say thank you to the essay readers, the team of essay readers who read your essays every year. And I want to say a thank you to James Myers, whose sponsorship has enabled us to go online this year. So a huge thank you to our sponsor. If you like TSL events, please join us in the future. We're going to be having many events now over the rest of the next 12 months. So listen out for further announcements from us. We'll be sending them out to all of you. We have your email addresses and what have you. So get in touch and follow us, and that way you'll be up to date on what's coming next. Right. So with that, I just want to say a huge thank you again, and wish you all a lovely day. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Partner Power Summit. And the secondary schools debates are coming up in just less than an hour. So if you're interested in watching the secondary schools debaters, you can log in also as an attendee for that. Okay, thank you everyone. Take care.
Bye bye. Now from 9.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thanks for hosting this.
Yeah.
Bye.